Hey, you're at Steve Morris Engines. I'm Steve Morris. This is an engine that we just got done building for Brant Campbell from Turbo Bullet. Bullet. Yeah. Anyways, this is for one of Brant's cars, and actually I know that he's ended up having to change cars because I think he sold his one car, and so this is going in a different car. But anyways, this is a small block, an LS package deal. Pretty good piece. Now Brant supplied a lot of the parts that he already had for this, which is fine, and then we finish it off with all of our stuff. So rotating assembly, camshaft, and this actually is something that we went through with the different camshaft package also, from stuff that we've been learning on the Spintron, and making our packages better. And this is making the entire package better. So what you can see here is this is a precision 85 millimeter. This is Brant's exhaust all hot side. Clearly it's my cold side for dyno. And it has now this block actually has a Dart LS Next aluminum block. And again, because the way I do business here, I was very late and am very late on this motor and working with Brant, and then after this whole crankshaft debacle, we had another crankshaft debacle with this motor, and wrong crankshaft was ordered for the block that Brant sent. So to make things right with Brant, I gave Brant this aluminum LS Next block in trade for his iron LS Next block. That's all to make things right with him, so he could use the crankshaft that I misordered that would only fit this block, because I wasn't going to make Brant wait any longer than what he already has been waiting, and very patiently, so I appreciate that. And that's why when people are appreciative and people are working with me, I really always go over and above to work with them. But anyways, so that's the block that's in it. Has another crankshaft debacle. Really nice crank, but this one actually was our fault for misordering wrong. But anyways, Jessel belt drive, you know, our piston connecting rod package in this thing, all our normal really good stuff. Now we are going to do a 2 camshafts in this, and when I get done with this, maybe I'll talk about it just a little bit. So I have 2 camshafts for this. That's something that I'm trying on my own, so you know, Brant's just going to get the best package out of it, and I'll just have this other camshaft, so whichever one's better is the one that we're going to use. This has an all-pro cylinder head on it with an all-pro intake manifold, and this is stuff that Brant supplied. Then we finished off the valve train for Brant, and he supplied the throttle body, elbow, and injection. Now we are dynoing this with Holly, because Brant really wasn't able to take all the Haltech stuff out of his car and everything, bring it over here. So it's a little easier for us just to dyno it with a Holly, and then we will give him all the tune-up information, everything that we did there, and then he'll be able to apply that into the Haltech. The Haltech's a really good system. I can dyno on Haltech and tune with it, but as far as time frame and getting everything to fit and work just for the sake of dynoing, ends up being more costly and more time effective, or would be more costly and take more time in order to use the Haltech. He's running out of time, needs to get this thing going, so we just dynoed this with a Holly to make something simple and quick. So anyways, let's see here, billet atomizer. This has got a 245 pound/hour injector in it, running on Q16 right now, intercooled, precision gates. You know, normally we use the Turbo Smart stuff, but that's just mainly because they're our buddies, and they have a really good product. So, but the precision gates, fine, no problem. This said precision 85. Let's see here, what else are we looking at? The cylinder head intake package, just a really nice system, really nice package for these. And after we kind of figured out, I think that this that type of package takes a slightly different camshaft too. So all the time you're learning, and no matter how much you think you know, you're always going to come back and find something new, try something different, and get a different result. So anyways, let's go out and make a hit on this thing, and we'll take a look at the numbers, and then I'll probably we'll talk about the camshaft change that we did here after we run everything. Alright, now let's take a look at the numbers. And as you can see, like I said, this is a pretty good piece. What we've basically done is, well, I'll tell you about the camshaft change in just a little bit. Let's just go over the numbers right here, where we're at. 4,500. Let's make sure you can see here. 4,500. You can see right there we're at 684 horsepower. This is just where it's starting to spool up. Now we can lean on this. We can use a boost builder. Keep in mind, this is dyno information. This isn't how it needs to act exactly in the car. We could build boost right through here, but just the way we're dynoing, I really don't care too much how much horsepower it's making down below 4,500 or even at 4,500, to tell you the truth. But because we're concerned about up here. I know what it'll do down here if I just let it build up boost down there and change the curve around. But anyways, 5,000 RPM. We're at 1,200 horsepower. 5,500 RPM. We're at 1483. 6,000. We're at 1720. 6,500. We're at 1893. And 7,000 we're at 1931, and 7,100 we're at 1934, and you can see it just starts to roll over just a little bit over here, and this is we have a lot of gate pressure on this thing, so this is it, and it is just running clean out of turbo right in this range up here. But not really laying over. I mean, you're never going to see this in the car. Something that falls over 30 horsepower, you're just not going to see that in the car. But really easily we'll carry out here past 7,500, actually up in that 8,000 RPM range, and still be you know, well into that 1,800 horsepower out here at 8,000 RPM. But it does roll over, but it does roll over because it's running out of turbo. So that's what's going on. That's a typical in single turbo stuff. Let's show you the report here. Oh, I forgot to tell you, this does have a Brant also supplied this with a daily pan, daily pump, and those really are a nice setup for these, and you can see it maintains really nice static flat oil pressure, so it's got pretty good windage control in there too. Although dry sump really doesn't matter too much on windage, but it you know, picks up nice. That's a nice flat curve. I like that. Fuel pressure. Then you can see here we did make it up to 22 pounds, and if I would have ran this thing out further, which I have done, all of a sudden the boost starts falling over too. But like I said, this is as much boost as we could end up making with this combination. And depending on the camshaft, how much camshaft, what the design of the camshaft is, the complete and total profile of the camshaft really dictates what is going on here for boost. You could do this motor and something different, maybe a slightly different cubic inch, different camshaft, and this thing all of a sudden is making 30 pounds of boost. Might not make as much horsepower. Keep in mind, boost is a restriction number. That just means that X amount of air is not flowing through the engine. But anyways, what we did find in our camshaft deal is this ended up being about almost 100 horsepower better, about 80 horsepower better with my second camshaft, and all relates around changing the exhaust opening point, working with some of that, kept the did a complete baseline hit with the exact same tune and just camshaft change. And interestingly enough, it spooled up different. Actually, it makes more horsepower with this camshaft with a different exhaust opening point, a little bit different overlap cycle, same basic intake lobe, and but spools up slower than it did with the other camshaft. Interesting, because the other camshaft was actually bigger than this camshaft, and it spooled up slower with the smaller camshaft, different exhaust lobe, than it did with this bigger camshaft. The bigger camshaft made great horsepower. In fact, everybody would have been super happy with it. Brant would have been happy with it, but I wanted to try this other camshaft, and interestingly enough too, I think that it probably carried out just a little bit better with the other camshaft. Instead of just rolling over here, it kind of maintained and carried out just a little bit further, but overall made a little less horsepower. So this thing's making better horsepower under the total area of the curve, which is going to help the car go faster down the track. But that's all stuff that we're learning right on the Spintron, and very happy with all that's going on here. I think Brant's going to be real happy with this thing. Hope he does real well with it, gets everything all figured out in the car, and goes fast. So anyways, I am Steve Morris, Steve Morris Engines. Have a great day.